3, 2, 1.
Even though there's no reason for us to clap anymore since we're using this new system, it still just feels like this is what I have to do to start.
It's fun.
The podcast. Right. And that was exercise. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Welcome to this week's episode of the CC Mouse Podcast. We're good for your ears. I'm Dan. You can find me everywhere at RFSDan.
And I'm Jess, and you can find me everywhere at Gone to the Snow Dogs.
The intro to our podcast reminds me of like when you would have to push the car and then pop the clutch.
Yes!
And it would go cha-chunk and then off you go. That's pretty much what the intro was like.
You know, like the majority of our audience right now is like, what's a clutch? What are you talking about? You could push a car and get it to start?
Yeah, I guess these days there's not very much like manual cars, is there?
Yeah. Well, there is still manual cars. I just think a lot of people have no idea how to use them.
I agree on that. Also, when I went to look for my Jeep just a few years ago, I've only had stick shift cars, so I don't know any different, and I like them because I feel like I'm in more control. And I didn't see any that just wasn't an option. It wasn't an option unless it was on the really, really, really expensive cars for some other reason, or like it used to be like the intro car.
Yeah. Yep.
You know?
My third vehicle was a stick shift.
Was it?
My first vehicle was not. My first vehicle was a Buick Park Avenue. No, I lied. It was a Dodge Ram van. I had a full-size Dodge Ram van. And then I had a Buick Park Avenue, and then I got a truck, and my truck was a stick shift, and I had to learn how to drive a stick shift, and it wasn't that hard. Like, I mean, I did wreck the transfer case. Yes, I had a brown van. It was a so my very first one was a 1985 Dodge Ram van, and it was brown.
Oh my gosh, that second one is awesome. That looks so cool.
It didn't look exactly like that, but yeah, pretty much. Was one of those.
I'm always so afraid to scroll. No matter what I type in, I'm always so afraid to scroll because I never know what's gonna come up.
Yeah, I don't
Pretty
know if
soon
I have...
it's like, oh, it's like a Dodge van, then a van, then it's the B van,
not.
and then next thing you know, I'm like, wait, how are we on the bus?
Yep. The inside of it was brown. So it was that's cool. I love vans. Like one day I am sure I will own a van again.
They don't make them
They do not make them like that anymore. So that's a conversion van.
I mean, that's a party right there.
That's a conversion van. So the van that I drove was the back seats were 2 bench seats. That's really cool. The back seats were 2 bench seats. And the really cool thing about it was you could take all the seats and lay them down. And then you had a full bed in the back. I think it ended up being like a queen size bed in the back. But the other cool thing that you could do is you could take the front bench seat and you could actually flip it over. And then over on the wall, there was a table that came out. So
and it
when
looked
we
like
were
this,
kids,
the brown.
Those are different. Those are captain's chairs.
The table, I mean.
Yes,
that table. Like that brown, ugly thing.
Yep. Ours had bench seats, and when we were kids, because it was my parents' van. When we were kids, we would flip that front bench seat over when we lived in Detroit, and we would drive up here to Alpena. We would flip the bench seat over, and we would have a full table. Your seatbelts and everything still worked, which was great, but we could actually play games and do stuff at the table while Mom and Dad were driving.
It was cool.
It was really cool. My parents had vans for forever. My dad had a type of setup, had one captain's chair, but then it had a bed in the back because I used to travel a lot. And then the brown van had the bed, which was nice. Same thing, we camped in it. And then they had a blue van. My dad had a balloon van. It was an extended cab Dodge Ram van. I believe it was a 3500. And it was the extended, so it was the van with the big thing that came off the back of it. And he bought it used, and it was a balloon van. So it had been converted to carry hot air balloons. And it had a big balloon painted on the side of it. It was the coolest thing. That was a green van. And then we had the blue van, which had the captain's chairs that you could spin around and a table would pull out. Same thing. So you could use it as a camper van. We had that. And then my mom and dad after that, they had another van. The last van they had was a multi-bench seat van. Same thing. Because my parents were the ones that drove everybody everywhere. So having a van, plus I had St. Bernard, so having a van was always a really cool thing. My mom went from the van to a Jeep Liberty, which is kind of like your Jeep. One of these little, I call them go-kart Jeeps, the littler Jeep that drive like a go-kart.
Definitely.
Yeah, she went from this full-size van to, all the kids had moved out of the house, so she didn't need something so big anymore. So she bought this little tiny Jeep Liberty, and it was always My mom, but when we were younger, everybody knew it was my mom and dad because we always had the van, the big full-size van. They do not make vans like they used to.
They just don't.
They don't.
They ditched the vans for like the SUVs back, late 90s, early 2000s. It was like the longer and bigger you could stretch out your car, the better. I remember going to a hockey tournament. And there was like 3 rows of bench seats in this like Chevy, and I'm just like, holy cow! And I mean, it was a gas guzzler, but they replaced the vans with that. I miss vans.
Yes,
I do.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. I really miss vans. Vans were really cool.
This was my very first car. Was a Chevy Malibu wagon. It looked like this one, but it was black. It was black, and I blew up the sway bar underneath it. So yeah, it was like this, but black. I blew up the sway bar underneath it, so that thing would tilt. Like you would go up in elevation and get nosebleeds from turning the corner because it twisted. So the roof started falling off of it, and the inside roof. So it would leak like foam everywhere, like just that foam. And the back was so big, I had one house speaker. Because back in the day, in order to get loud stuff. Let me get rid of that. In order to get loud stuff back in the day, you had to have big speakers, and I had one big brown house speaker in the back of that thing. And
you had to have your amp, and you had to wire your amp into your speaker, and you had to take all your dash stuff apart and make sure.
Not me. I just took the speaker that was in the back and snipped it. That's all electronicals I had, and I hooked it into the big one. It used to have the van though. Used to have or the wagon used to have a big hood ornament on it. And I had a big Wolverine action figure. And I ripped the head off, and it popped right on there, and it was on there. And one more thing and I've probably said this before, on the actual wagon there, they had little metal windshield wiper fluid things, like they would stick up, and they were metal, and you could bend them, and I would bend them up, and it would shoot the water over the car to the car behind us.
Right.
Yeah, man, that was like Spy Hunter for me. Like,
my
that,
gosh.
yeah, that was my first car. It didn't last. I trashed that thing, but it was fun. We could put our drum sets back there and stuff like that.
Right.
Well, everybody.
Yeah, I went from driving the Dodge Ram van to a 1986 Buick Park Avenue, which was a fancy car, and it was my aunt gave me the car because it needed a bunch of parts. So she said I could have the car, but it needed like $800 worth of repairs. It was a 1986 Buick Park Avenue, and it was blue. And it had like the velour seats on the inside, so it had like those really soft seats on the inside. And I can't remember what it was. Jamie would remember what it was called, but there was something that was my car. That was
the second one here?
I drove. Well, yeah, pretty much. Yep, that was the car. That was the car. So like this last picture over on the side. Well, that's a Buick LeSabre. So mine was a Buick Park Avenue, but that one of those says Buick LeSabre. Yeah, that one with the hood up was the identical car.
Maybe.
Look at those seats, though.
Old car back. Warm. Always like like warm. We had those in our cars too. My mom had Mercury Sable or something like that, and it had that in there too. It's not fun living in California with those things.
There was something in that car that was broken underneath that I never got fixed. So when you would hit any type of bump, gosh, that steering wheel. I remember how hard that steering wheel was.
They all were back here. Yes. Every steering, like there was no safety at all. Yep. This is what your midsection goes into in a car accident.
Yep. That whatever was broke underneath, when you would hit a bump in that car, it would bounce, and it would just continuous. And on the way out to Jamie's house, because when I drove this car, it was when Jamie and I were dating, and we lived 33 miles apart, which is ridiculous. But on the way out to his house, there was a spot on Worth Road where there was like a bump, and that car would hit the bump, and it would feel like the car came off the ground, and then it would just continuously bounce.
Yeah, it just zhunk.
It was so funny. Yeah, so that was my second car.
My second car was this red Ford Escort right here.
Yep.
I had... The one I had looked a little compact. It looked like a little mini 5.0, like Mustang, but it wasn't. But yeah, it looked kind of like something like that. But it was kind of a lemon.
Jamie's first car was a 1980 Ford Mustang.
Well, really?
Yeah,
Dang.
He had a red 1980 Ford Mustang.
But the Mustangs went through a period of time where they weren't cool to own. Check this out, everybody. This was not. Yeah, it was not
that
cool
red one right there. That's the car he had.
It's hard because this was right before they turned into what we like the '90s Mustang with the drop top, Vanilla Ice Mustang. So
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. How was it?
So he broke it before I started dating him. He blew a rod. He blew a rod in the car. Wheeling it. He was out where we would take the truck wheeling, and he took his Mustang and drove it through the snow. And, yeah. So he went from that to, I think it was an 85 Pontiac Sunbird? Not a Sunfire. I think it was a 1985 Pontiac Sunbird. It was blue. And that was the car he had when I started dating him. Was this little tiny car? He paid like $500 for it. Yeah, that was the car.
Oh,
man,
that
was the car.
We did not have good car designs back in the day either.
No,
like this was it. Because cars were square for a while, and like, whoa, look how curvy this thing is.
Yep. Oh gosh, Greg drove a 1985 Dodge Omni. Do you remember the Omnis?
No, let's see if I can find it.
Oh god, so he had a Dodge Omni for a while. They were a little tiny car. He had one of those.
Yeah.
And then it
almost looks like Eric's car.
It almost looks like Eric's car.
How do you drive this out there? I would just ice skate all the time.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, they pretty much did. And I'm pretty sure his was that silver color.
This one right here
was the color that he had. Yeah. And he had a couple different Dodge Omnis, and then he went from the Omnis to the Shadows. He had a Dodge Shadow for a while, and yeah, it was that was his car. He had one of those.
I think I had a Ford ZX2 was the next car I got. It was awful. This was my first brand new car. It was that, but it was white. Right. I had that between that and a Honda Civic. There it is. I had that one right there.
Yep.
It was awful. I blew through 3 transmissions in the first 10,000 miles of it. Could have been me. Could have been the car. I don't know. But I chose this over the popular Honda Civic at the time.
Yep.
And then after that, I did end up getting a Honda Civic, which lasted forever. But I did have this thing. This was not. It was a brand new car, but it was not a Babe Magnet.
Right.
Like, you know, everybody else is pulling up in their fancy cars, and then that's what.
You're like,
that's what I had.
Yep. My little car.
And then after that, I had a Honda Civic until I had the Jeep right here. So I had that Saturn for like 2 years at the bike shop, and then I blew up the engine, and I blew up the engine on the, Honda. So sorry, Jeep, like your fate. Yes. Well, it is a CC Mouse podcast. Welcome everybody. This was quite an intro. That was not on our list of to-dos.
Nope.
We're coming to you here on the video version of the podcast app. We're using Restream again today.
Yeah.
Trying that out some more. We asked you guys last week what you thought about it, and overwhelmingly, you guys just want to listen to us. You don't care what it looks like. Thanks. I put a lot of hours in this, and you guys just want to see and hear. So I appreciate that. So we're gonna play with this some more. We're gonna see if we get this dialed in. It's a little bit easier to get things going on this stuff. So
it's interesting how it flips us.
And I keep flipping us back.
Yeah, I like this better.
It needs like another go over a feedback of what do you think? Well, I think that I want to always be on this side, and you're on this side and stuff. So it's still Restream. It's getting there, but. Right. We're fine. We're here today. I have this blue background. I feel like I'm swimming in a pool.
Yeah.
Yes. I should have snorkel.
Yeah.
I don't know why is that snorkel in? Because you have to put this. Okay. All right. Yeah. I just gotta make sure. All right. What is going on? Oh my gosh, so much stuff here that we have that was left over from last week. Jess, tomorrow's April Fool's.
Oh my gosh, it is.
Worst thing ever. I don't know. I'm sure there's some history. I'm sure PJ could tell us the history of April Fool's. But April Fool's has come in, Jess, and one of the worst, no, I want to be me, not you. One of the worst things ever that's, I don't know, celebrated or talked about all the time is April Fool's. I hate it. I think it's dumb. Jess, you ever April Fool's anybody?
Yeah, I'm sure many times we've done silly things, but it's nothing. We never did any of this stuff. Some people tend to do really I don't know, harmful and hurtful things, but no, we've done silly things like filling rooms with balloons and just silly, not really April Fool's type of things. But I think I did a few on the dogs channel once where we said we were getting a puppy, but we weren't getting a puppy.
Oh no!
It was something.
Did you really do that?
I don't remember.
You fake puppacy?
I don't think it was. Was it when we got Memphis? we said something about getting a puppy because we really were getting a puppy, but nobody knew. Like when we got Memphis, well, same thing with Kira. We knew, but we didn't tell anybody. And I think we did that the year we got Memphis. We made some joke about getting a puppy or there's a puppy coming. And then, like 2 months later, there was actually a puppy.
Yeah, right. I was like, you played the long haul on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite thing. It's not, it's fun when you can have fun with it. I don't like it when people take it too far. Like right. I like fun pranks and fun things, but I don't like it when like people are getting hurt or like feelings get hurt. I don't like. I think the worst April Fool's prank is when you tell somebody, oh, we're pregnant, we're gonna have a baby. I don't know why, but I think that's the worst thing ever because I always think about the people that like can't have kids, and I'm like, that's not a joke to everybody. So, for some people that's a really hard thing, and you're making it this not really hard thing. Yeah. So that's one of the things I'm like, I don't like that, but
yeah, that's stupid.
But to each their own. If you're having fun with it, and the people that you're around are having fun with it, to each their own.
That's true. Maybe I just haven't had a good April Fool's run. Maybe people have just been poor at April Fool's jokes, and maybe that's why I don't like it. Like right. It's always so stupid. When I was like 8, somebody called me on the phone, was like, go outside and look up at the sky. There's an airplane up there. You have to check it out. And I stood there for like 3 minutes looking at it, and they're like April Fools. And from then on, at like 8 years old, I'm like, you and your joke is stupid, and this thing's stupid. And I hated it for years. It was it's so dumb. So dumb. Right. Then they kind of made a comeback in the early 2000s when like Think Geek would do like an April Fool's gimmick, or they'd have something fun like the Tauntaun sleeping bag, or they had those locks like at the hotels, but it was like a whole maze to get it open. Yes. And then those actually ended up coming to life later, right?
Right.
And then, but like nobody ever pulls off good April Fool's jokes. It's just dumb. You have to be on guard, all day long for something stupid. What do you think? I guess the April Fools, I think in my mind, peaked with Rickroll.
Yes.
Because Rickroll was an April Fool's thing.
Yes.
That was done by I don't recall the origins of it, but a few of the websites deliberately, when you went to the website, Rickrolled you. Like they kind of got together, they were Rickrolling you, and you were like, what's going on?
YouTube was notorious for it.
Yes.
Notorious for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So the Rickroll was probably one of the best April Fool's jokes, because like maybe a year or two after that, and I don't know if it's still up, you can call a phone number and give somebody and put somebody else's phone number in there, and it'll call that phone number, and when you pick it up at like 3 seconds later, it'll start Rickrolling you.
Yeah.
So we did that to our boss, and he picked it up. He's like, I'm being Rickrolled right now, and he thought it was so crazy, I randomly, and I'm like, he, we sent that to you. So Rickroll has made April Fool's peak.
Right.
Which might be a sad thing. I, for one, don't have anything planned for April Fool's tomorrow. And I'm glad I do not have a stream scheduled for that day.
Right? Yeah.
I am.
No, I don't either.
I made sure, yeah. So, even over the last couple years, I'm not even sure any of these places. I don't even know, is Think Geek still around? I think they...
Yeah.
What's the one with the glasses and the skull? That was like Think Geek, or that was...
I think so.
Jinx, that's what it... One of those two is out of, like, gamer clothing companies are out of business that used to do all that fun stuff. So, I'll still look, but I'll be suspicious of every single news article I see tomorrow.
Right.
Every single news...
there's a little bit of fun. Like I said, the harmless jokes, I think, are fun.
Right.
It's fun, once a year to be able to read some of those things where you're like, that's not real. But it's so hard these days because so many people are so gullible to believe everything they read on the internet. I mean, not everybody, but a lot of people are. So, you get the people that read it and they think it's true, and you're like, hey, it's April Fool's Day. Like, it's a joke.
Yeah,
oh, no,
it's
not a joke. It's real. It's
from the onion.com.
Yeah, exactly.
They're always good at that. I think what's happened, too, is these kids these days have ruined pranks.
I mean, I think people have taken it to the extreme, and I think that's where it's become. But, part of it is because, you get something, it goes viral, and then you have to repeat it, or you have to make it better, or you have to make it, it has to be the next level, and I feel like there's a little bit of that tends to happen. A
little bit, because there's the people that have taken it too far, like you said, and then there's the people that are making a mockery out of it, like every single dang TikTok thing. If I see another TikTok prank in the aisle of a supermarket where some idiot pretends to put something on somebody else's head and is like, I don't know, derp derp, or those ones, and I don't know where they're filming them at in the mall, where somebody pretends to shove somebody else out of the line and they're so fake and staged, you are doing pranks a disjustice, and this is coming from the ghosts of Alan Punt. So, which none of you know who that is. Pranks. Oh
so
my
no,
gosh.
I have nothing planned for April Fool's.
Yeah, me neither. So Jess, the Mighty Ducks are back again.
I saw.
And I'm so glad we put this off until today to record, since you saw that last night. What did you
Why
think?
did you not warn me? Why did you not tell me that there was a Letterkenny crossover that was going to happen? So the funniest part was we started watching it. No, really started watching it. And Jamie said, I'm going to watch this and all I'm going to be able to think about is everybody's accent in Letterkenny. Literally hit play. And we start watching it, and then...
He was like almost the first person on the
I'm
screen.
like, Riley Jonesy from Letterkenny. I'm like, are you kidding? Are you kidding? And that's what I texted you. I'm like, why didn't you tell me this was a Letterkenny crossover?
No, because I keep my spoiler-free mouth shut.
So I thought that was great. We watched the whole episode, and then of course we had to go watch Letterkenny after that.
Oh, nice, yes. So the Mighty Ducks are back after like 30 years. I can't stop. The cat's gonna come over here and start meowing, guys. So you guys can listen to Mooch go crazy. While I try to pick up props to throw at him. I feel like I'm Carrot Top. I have plastic pieces. I have stuff. So when he makes it over here, I'm throwing it at him. So yeah, 30 years later, the Mighty Ducks are back. Gordon Bombay's back. They're all back. Well, it depends. It depends if you watch the first episode, or if you look at the screenshot of the massive spoiler that they make you go through on your 70-inch TV to get to hit and play. Which, oh my gosh. It's so infuriating. So infuriating. I want to punch babies. For you. Yeah,
that
you don't like the fact that they
bothered.
displayed everything you need to know about the first episode on that JPEG on there?
Never bothered me for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah, I guess, I don't know. I just go and enjoy the show.
So
somebody's gonna leave a comment that's gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, Dan is throwing stuff at his cat."
The cats are in the other room.
He's not hitting the cat.
No, and if I was, that ain't none of your business. Crazy Cat Lady 42 at AOL.com. Why do you still have an AOL screen name? I'm just kidding. He's over there. I'm just like, shush.
Right.
Yeah, he's walking around with the ball in his mouth, like he killed it.
Right.
So yeah. Anyway, so I'm super stoked. I only saw this like a month or so ago when they put out the trailer for it, and then on the Friday live stream, somebody in the chat says like, "Oh, I'm watching this, but I have to go watch the new Mighty Duck thing." I'm like, "We got to end the stream. I gotta watch this." I love the Mighty Ducks. It was fun. The Mighty Ducks 3 was actually the Mighty Ducks 3 will probably be canceled pretty soon. I don't know if you guys watched part 3 lately, but if it's going by all the trends of all you other people out there, it'll probably get pulled too. But the first two Mighty Ducks were pretty dang good, so I'm excited.
Right.
You can't get this wrong. I think they're gonna nail it. We didn't really. I mean, I'll be spoiler on this, but you don't get too many cameos in the first one. In fact, I felt like it should have been a 2-part first episode because they didn't set it up enough at the end.
I think it felt like it ended really. It felt like it was rushed, and then it ended really abruptly.
Yes.
Like it was like, what, you didn't round off the end of this episode. Like, I know we're going into another episode, but I feel like the way it ended, it didn't really leave you on a cliffhanger, but at the same time, it was kind of like, well, that was weird. That shouldn't have ended right there, but okay.
Like in the middle of a like in the middle of a sentence or a happening, yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
and
that's bad storytelling.
I feel like it was a little bit rushed. I feel like there was just a little bit like, can we elaborate on some of this a little bit more? But then again, it's a TV series and not a movie, so... Yeah.
I feel like, and I know I might be out of place as an editor, they did not have what it took. Like when they put it all together, they're like, well, what are we stop? Like almost like how we 2-parted the one video a couple weeks. Like, right. I felt like it didn't. It needed 5 more minutes, and then we could have gone on, and that would have been a good stopping point. And I just felt like they just didn't have it. I just felt like it just is going to keep rolling in. But I don't know. What'd you think?
I enjoyed it. I really liked it. Like as soon as it ended, Jamie said that I went to and switched it over to Letterkenny, and he's like, "Well, we could watch more of that." And I'm like, "No, we can't because it's on Disney Plus, so we can't watch it till this week."
It's Fridays, right? It's on the Mandalorian schedule.
Yeah, I think it's every Friday.
Every Friday,
But I really liked it. Mm-hmm. Like you said, I watched Mighty Ducks so many times when I was younger. So I liked it. I enjoyed it. I'm interested. You feel like if you've seen the movies, you know exactly where this is going to go.
Exactly.
It's Disney. It's Disneyfied. You can already tell, there's going to be a love story aspect of it. There's going to be the underdog aspect of it.
Which is exactly the Mighty Ducks.
Yes. Yep.
Exactly the Mighty Ducks. I saw a meme, and it's Gordon Bombay in the huddle with the old Mighty Ducks. And it's like, hey, which one of your moms is single? And Charlie's like, mine is. He goes, Charlie, you're the captain. And it's gonna be the exact it's gonna be the exact same thing this time, like with Gordon Bombay, which was nice to see Emilio Estevez really, because I watched him at other stuff, but really turn back into Gordon Bombay. Crotchety curmudgeon, because you have to be, but Gordon Bombay, insane amount of Easter eggs. They expect you to know this Disney Mighty Ducks franchise like it's Hogwarts. Hogwarts. Yeah, Hogwarts. Oh my gosh. So I mean, everything right in the beginning. They have the Hendrix logos from the Mighty Ducks 2, and they have the modified Ducks logos. Some of the things that were in the banners and stuff that were in the from the old movies. Some of the people. So not as many like cameos as I thought. Right. I didn't see Joshua Jackson. The Dawson wasn't there at all. And but I don't know how to properly say this the right way. I am not a fan of the actress, of the mom actress. I don't. She was from Gilmore Girls, which I know everybody loves Gilmore Girls. Don't flame me on Gilmore Girls fans.og. But I'm frustrated. Just do they always have to be like that? So just a wreck mess all the time? Is that what we're getting for the next 3 seasons? Right. Yeah. So otherwise, I thought it was good.
Yeah, I really liked it. I enjoyed it. I had fun with it, and I'll watch it again.
You guys should watch it. It's on Disney Plus.
And then go watch Letterkenny.
Letterkenny's a love-hate show, and it's also a little bit more adult-oriented than the Mighty Ducks. I like Letterkenny too. It's very smart. If you like smart TV shows. Yeah. I think it's very smart.
I enjoy it. I like the gimmicks. I like that Letterkenny, every episode has a different gimmick. We were on the Iggy Azaleas episode, because Iggy has azaleas, and you got to go buy Iggy's azaleas.
I have not. I know what Iggy Azalea. I have not seen. I have not seen that one. So yes, Mighty Ducks recommended by the CC Mouse podcast. You'll have to check it out. I watch other movies. I watched Weird Science this week, which was odd. I watched Bad Trip. Bad Trip's on YouTube now. It's kind of I haven't watched it. It's kind of like Bad Grandpa. You know how like it's a story driven with pranks that are in it.
We watched Half Brothers. Yeah, not Step Brothers. We watched. I think it was called Half Brothers, and it was like this guy and his dad leaves him and goes. They're in Mexico, and his dad leaves to get into the United States to get a job there, and then that's the movie. We watched that movie. I thought it was funny. It looks funny. Look, even though they're running for their lives, look how much fun they are having trying to survive. What's behind them? There's a guy with a gun and a bat or something. That's because he,
that's because of the movie. Where's this at? On Amazon.
I think it's on Amazon. I don't know.
It looks like it's just
because Jamie and I want to watch more movies, and it seems like the only way we ever do it is don't laugh. We go back to where I have my Netflix queue, and they actually send us the DVDs. That is literally the only way Jamie and I will stop what we're doing to watch a movie. We could stream movies all day long. We don't do it. But when the movie comes in the mail, we're like, we have a movie we have to watch. There's like this urgency of we have to watch it so we can send it back so we can get the next movie. So I just remade my Netflix queue and added like 20 movies to it. And it's the only way we'll sit down and watch a movie. All right. I have a list of movies that we want to watch.
Send you Matrix 3. How far down the list are you in the queue for that?
The nice thing about it is you can go through the queue and you can be like, you can search the movie, like the next movie that they're going to send out. We'll search it. And if it's streaming somewhere for free, we'll watch it there instead. But that's how we keep our list of what we're going to watch. And it's like an extra $3 for them.
Do they still have anything new? Are you just not getting all the Pirates of the Caribbean movies or something like that?
Every single new movie that comes out on DVD. They send it to you on DVD, and we have the DVD player. And that was our system for watching movies for ever since we had Netflix. And then for a while we got rid of it because we're like, oh, we can just stream it. As soon as we got rid of it, we just don't watch the movies. We don't.
What do you think that is?
I don't want to be that person that's like, I literally work all the time. But I literally work all the time. But when they send me this physical thing in the mail, for some reason my brain is like, you have to watch that because you paid for it.
It has to be something from when we're younger. Going to the video store.
It has to be.
All we had to do. You and I would go to the video store. We'd get the video. And we're done entertaining each other. All eyes are on the only other moving thing in the house. Yeah. You're right. No, really. too much internet, or even the internet, it was mostly words on the screen through typing. It wasn't like the internet is today. So maybe it's that. Maybe it's still some sort of Pavlovian and something.
There's no sense of urgency for me when there's a movie that I can stream anytime I want to stream it. But when that DVD shows up in the mail and I know that I won't get another one until I send that one back, for some reason I'm just like, we have to watch this. We have to watch this movie. So
deadlines. Oh my gosh, I don't even know what I would watch. What would I watch on? I had a freak out when my last computer came with no CD player, and now I'm just like, oh yeah, who has that? You archaic. Nope. I have an Xbox One. I have an Xbox One, so I do not own a Blu-ray or anything like that, but I do have an Xbox One.
Yeah, we don't have a Blu-ray player. We have a DVD player, and then I bought some cheap, like $30 DVD player. So we have one upstairs and one downstairs just to have it. But that's what works for us. That's what works for us to watch movies, because it's one of those things. It's the same thing. I write things down on paper instead of making notes on my computer, because that works for me. I had this conversation with somebody the other day. That's the system that works for me, and you have to go with the system that works for you.
Right.
Getting the movies in the mail, that's the system that works for me. I'm sure they won't continue to keep doing it, but a lot of the times when the new movies come out, you can't stream them a lot of places, unless if it's even the new Disney movies. If you want to watch Raya the Dragon, whatever it is, you have to pay the $30 a month. Well, I only pay $3 extra a month for Netflix. I could have the DVD shipped right to my house and watch it without paying $30 a month. And then 3 days later, I get another movie. And then 3 days later, as long as we watch it, 3 days later, we get another movie. So for how many movies we could get within that month, instead of paying $4.99 per movie rental for the new movies that are out that you can't stream right away, it's just the way we do it, I guess.
Think that $30 thing's gonna go away? Because so I noticed HBO is luring me in every week. They're like, oh, this is gonna come out in the theaters and on HBO. Guess what? It ain't $15 more a month. And I'm like,
yeah.
Well, that's pretty good. I want to see Mr. Nobody. I want to see a couple of the movies that are coming out. But for some reason, HBO's also putting them out at the same time, but not charging that $30 like Disney is. Yeah, I saw that other movie. Looked really cool, but $30.
I think Disney's doing the $30 because as much as Disney has a catalog on Disney Plus, Disney doesn't have the catalog. Like HBO Max has a massive catalog, but even Prime and Netflix have these massive catalogs. Disney doesn't quite have that yet. So I feel like I don't know if it'll stick around or not. I mean, I don't remember if it was you I had this conversation with or somebody else. Yeah, it's $30 a month. But now you take that and you go, okay, it's $30 extra a month, but I get to watch the movie as soon as it comes out. If you were to go to the theater and it's a mom and a dad and 2 kids or whatever, you've already blown $30 on tickets for one movie. Now you got to buy popcorn. Now you got to buy all this stuff. So I feel like for families that going to the movies was really a big part of what they did, the $30 extra a month is probably worth it for them to have a movie night with their kids and actually watch a new movie and make popcorn at home. But
I can't argue with that, because the movies that they've shown so far, I don't want to pay $30 for no disrespect to the movies that look cool.
Right.
Maybe if it was a Star Wars, what would we do if it was a new Star Wars? Would we pay the $30?
I would pay it.
You know what though? I would pay it, but I still would feel like, you got me. Instead of being like, this is great. No, it's you got me. And then I would sit here and watch it until whatever expires or what's going on and stuff like that. So I guess I can argue about that, but I do like how HBO is just going for it. I don't know how they're getting the rights to these movies and stuff like that, but they are going for it. I think Disney needs to buy a thing. They need to buy a Paramount. They need to buy a CBS. They need to buy an ABC. They don't have the television aspect.
They own ABC. Disney owns ABC.
ABC. Okay, cool. Yeah. So they can file stuff
and
through.
They own Fox as well.
Disney owns Fox. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. Yeah. Okay, so they do have those. Okay.
Yeah.
So they get to figure out a better way to make Disney Plus come alive a little bit, because it does feel a little dead in there. Nothing's moving around. Nothing's animated. It's not playing auto trailer. So I don't know how we got on the topic of actually talking about what Disney Plus needs to do to their app, but please go check out the Mighty Ducks movie. Yeah, exactly. Yes. And oh my gosh, so here
the Mighty Ducks show, not the Mighty Ducks movie. Well,
all of them. They're all in one row there. They're all in one row there. So looking at the time, because now we have a producer. It's called Restream because we have an hour to podcast before it kicks us off. I would like to take a little Jess break and talk about Jess's new awesome Stay positive and dream big merch. This is super cool. Did you draw this?
No. Teespring actually did it for me.
Teespring, way to go. This looks beautiful. It's in the shape of, can you guys see it?
Yeah, can you guess who it's modeled after?
It's modeled after Jess with her ears on.
Yeah, right.
Stay positive and dream big. Oh my gosh, the artist that has to go in there and figure out a way to move this around and manipulate. I was trying to manipulate text this morning for some other thing that I was doing, and this is art right here. This looks fantastic. This looks really modern. Like this looks cool, Jess.
I really like it. The old design that we've had for so long, and they reached out to me, not long ago, and they're like, oh, design work, if you need design stuff made, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. And then I messaged him back and I'm like, I want an updated version of Stay Positive and Dream Big. And literally all I told them was, I would like it updated. I still want it to have snowflakes. Can we do something with that? 'Cause I'm an artist. Look at me go. And that's what they came back with. And I didn't even ask them to make changes. I'm like, that's it. I love it. I'm down for this. This is amazing. I love it. I love the new tumblers. There's a black version and a white version. So,
yes.
I wanted to be able to offer, which I thought was really cool that they did that. I wanted to be able to offer both. That I love.
That might be my favorite piece of merchandise you've done.
Yeah, I'm totally getting one of those for myself.
If you guys are listening to the audio version, we are on YouTube at CC Mouse Podcast, so you can check out this merch, or shopsnowdogs.com. You can check it out. This is really cool. Oh my gosh, Jess.
I don't know if you noticed, but notice up at the top, it actually says shopsnowdogs.com / blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
You can now do that within Teespring. You can actually link your domain and it will show up like this instead of saying Teespring, or Spring is what they're now calling it.
Spring. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they've changed it to Spring because they're doing more than t-shirts, but they're bringing more products to their website, which is really cool. I'm really excited about that. We might do with this design some type of all over print as well, so it'll be that design, but there'll be something behind it as an all over print. I just haven't figured out what.
That'll be cool. I'm digging this.
Yeah,
what else we got?
Really
I can get a water bottle. Is this a metal one? Because I need a new metal one.
It's a metal one. Stainless steel water bottle.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is good. I like this. This is good. I was really surprised when I saw that. I hadn't seen usually you'll send it to me and we'll look at it and stuff like that. And then now it's just here, pow. And I love it. So check this out. Roll it. We've been working
on it for a couple of weeks. The other design will be retired probably by the end of this week. We'll retire the other design. So if you liked the other one better, it'll be gone in a week.
Screw that. We got the new design. Let's get on this. This is wearable. I think I might have to get a white on black because I like it. Yeah, it's subtle, but it says so much. Yeah,
I'm happy with it. And there's new digital stuff with it too. So you can buy a background for your phone and you can buy a background for your computer. Teespring is doing this new digital push with digital products, and they're like, we can create this and we can create. There's also posters. You can get a full poster with it. So
I'd want that on the background of my phone, like the background. I think that would be cool. I would like that. That would be so cool. Good job, Jess. This is a good merch move. This was really good. This is nice.
Thanks. Yeah, I really like it. I'm really happy with it.
Shopsnowdogs.com.
Yeah.
Good job, Jess. Hold on, what else you got up here?
I finally fixed my banner on the top of it. See, that's the old design.
By the way, that's me. I modeled these ones, by the way. That's me in there. Okay, the snow. Oh yeah, I forgot the snuggle is real. Oh my gosh, you have such good stuff. I think you were on a podcast. Do we call it a podcast? Where were you just on? With the Two Buddy people.
It was on a Two Buddy live stream. Like a talk. Creators Corner is
like
what
an industry talk, more for us and what we do and stuff. And they were loving your branding. That was one thing that they said. It had nothing to do. The talk had nothing to do about that.
Right.
They liked your stuff. So good job, Jess.
Thanks.
So speaking of stuff, Jess, I'm just gonna pop this right on the screen so you can laugh at it right away. The Suez Canal and the boat that got stuck. I'm sure you heard all about that, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I'm new to history, even though history's been around a long time, longer than me. History's been around, everybody, and I'm new to history. And I've heard throughout the rainbow in time, and that makes sense. Oh yeah, they cut like a little strip throughout the middle here, so the boats don't have to go all the way around. They can just kind of go through here. And I'm like, that's pretty smart. Then I saw that the boat got stuck on here, and I'm like looking at a photo like this, and I'm like, how do you get stuck like, why? This is as wide as my aqueduct. We have the aqueduct out here that runs up Quartz Hill, and it runs
wider than your aqueduct.
Right. So when I'm looking from here, I'm like, dude, this is like, I can throw a rock from one side to the other. How do you make this grand thing that we talk about, but yet it's the size of the aqueduct? And why are we putting big old boats through this little tiny canal? That seems like a big bottleneck.
It's wider than your aqueduct. Just so you know. I
did not realize that ship was taller than the Empire State Building.
Yeah.
So it is pretty big, right? And I really didn't understand until I saw a photo like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
How big it was. So this place apparently, where is it? In Egypt? It's throughout that way, because I think the president of Egypt had a lot to say and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's over
because
there.
if you can't go through the Suez Canal, you have to go all the way around Africa.
Which takes weeks from what I hear.
4 weeks.
Not that I've ever gone on that. Like, I want to go on a cruise, but this is not the cruise.
No.
This is not the cruise I am looking for. So it gets stuck for a lot of days, and I'm bummed because like my Wish.com stuff's going to be on there. Like I know that my AM FM neck massager is never going to get here if this boat does not get unstuck.
Yeah, pretty much.
So it was there for quite some time. I don't know how the heck they were going to dig it out. I thought it was just going to live there forever. I saw a picture. I don't think the picture's on here. I saw a picture of all the boats. Did you see the picture of all the boats waiting?
Yep.
It looked like Battleship. It looked like something out of a movie. It was so crazy. Crazy.
There was a pretty big backup of ships.
They finally got it out. I don't know what that's a picture of. Charlie's Angels. I guess Charlie's Angels got it out. I saw Jess. Okay, and I got some of my news from TikTok. We've talked about this before, people. I've got some of my news from TikTok. The end. And it showed a boat. Oh, see, I don't have the green screen. It showed a boat pushing that boat, and then it like went off. Did that true, or did they tow it out, or did the boat really come and smash it?
Yeah, they used different boats to move it. They used tugboats and a couple different bigger boats, and they had to dig down a little bit so that they could actually pivot the boat out of the way it was. And it got stuck because apparently they were going through there and it was really windy and there was a sandstorm and they couldn't really see what was going on, and the boat just got shifted to the side the wrong way. Like that was just... It's just how it happened. But yeah, they used other boats to pull it out. I saw the video of the dachshunds digging it out, and then I saw a picture of a bunch of Siberian huskies digging it out.
Oh, like green screen digging it out?
Yeah.
Oh, that's too cute. I saw somebody with, I don't know if you're a Lego fan, I saw somebody with the brick breaker that takes the Lego apart, like wedged in there. I do have questions though. One, how good of a driver do you have to be? Because nobody ever gets stuck in this thing. And like, even the 405 freeway or the 5 freeway here, like we're wiping out daily. And it took all these years of my life before somebody actually made a mistake in that thing. Yeah, that must be some good driving, because it can't be straight down. It's going to have to be like this in the water. Like the water isn't just a box. So I thought that was crazy. I hope none of your guys' merch is stuck on there.
Right. But thankfully it's unstuck now.
I mean, oh my gosh, look at all the stuff that's in there.
Size comparison, every single one of those containers is the back of a semi-truck.
Fantastic.
Those are those cargo boxes that they can just drop onto the back of a semi-truck. So like, size-wise, you look at that and you go, that's the back of a semi stacked on top of the back of a semi on top of the back.
It's just so, because I mean, it looks so tiny, and we get those. Okay, so I think the port out here is up by like where Di lives. I think up there, that's where the port is for our side of the country. And then they take all of those and they load them on trains, and then the trains come through me to get to LA. And so I do see a lot of the trains with a lot of the stuff on there, usually tagged up. Yeah. So well, way to go. Way to get it out after being stuck in there for a while. Do you think the guy? I have no idea. And see, it's hard. Like these days, I don't know about joking about it. Did the guy say anything? Did he get stuck, or was it like the cruise ship where he ran away? Remember that cruise ship that docked and he was like, "I'm out of here," and Kathy Lee's like, "Come back."
Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't read too much up on it since they got it unstuck. But I have a feeling that somebody will be getting fined or in trouble for whatever happened. The one article I read said it had a lot to do with the weather, and then another article I read said that the guy just wasn't paying attention well enough. So it's hard to say. Was he the guy sitting up at the thing that didn't yell iceberg fast enough?
Right. Yeah. You would think after Titanic they'd learn.
Yeah, would think so.
They would learn. Maybe they should have a guy with a pole. Because boats are so easy to move. Just the guy at the edge with the pole pushing him off the edge. Maybe that's what it is. So you guys need the Dan pole just to push the boat. Push the boat right. Yeah, so, well, congratulations. You're unstuck. I saw 1 million boats tugboating their horns and stuff when it was when it was done. And now it says like there's going to be severe impacts and stuff, and people are going to be impacted and stuff from it. But it was only down and out for like a week, right?
Yeah, just over a week.
So the whole world's a week behind.
I know there's a pickle shortage right now, but I don't think it has anything to do with that.
Well, that's a pickle. Why is there a pickle shortage? Jess, please let us.
I didn't read the article. I saw the other day where it said, "Oh, the Midwest is experiencing a pickle shortage," and I looked at Jamie and I'm like, "That can't happen. That's detrimental to my health. I have to have my pickles."
It is, because you are part pickle. We've decided. I can't bring up your pickle picture either, but I do have a picture of you with the pickle. I don't have a picture of me with the pickle, so.
No. Apparently, there's a pickle shortage though in the Midwest. I don't know. I didn't read too far into it, but they were talking about like all these new chicken sandwiches that are coming out, and then now there's this pickle shortage. And I'm like, what? Is it because of all the new chicken sandwiches?
It could be. You'll be happy to know that, Blake.
And why is putting pickles on a chicken sandwich such a new thing to people? Like, why have people not been doing this their entire lives?
I have not. I have never. That seems like a Midwest. Wait, what do you call Midwest? That seems like a Midwest thing to put pickles on things. Because I've only had McChickens and stuff. I don't purchase chickens at restaurants until this new fad. Otherwise, I get burgers. So I've never seen pickles on there until I saw like Popeyes or something with pickles on it. You'll be happy to know that Blake gives back to the pickle community since he doesn't like it. He's your arch enemy because we have to have that balance. He does not like them. So there's at least a few more pickles out there in the world from chicken sandwiches, but maybe that's
Thank
it.
You, Blake.
I have never. He's over there smiling. I have never seen them in there. Even when, like I said, my favorite sandwich still is the McChicken of all the chicken sandwiches.
But you got to put
and that doesn't come up there. Yeah, so we can't have a pickle shortage. I can send you some. There's some Vlasics out here somewhere.
I mean, I'm never going to complain if people send me pickled anything.
Yeah.
I like pickled all the things. There's a guy on TikTok called That Pickle Guy or The Pickle Guy, and that's all he does is he reviews pickled things. It's like pickled mushrooms and pickled Brussels sprouts and pickled carrots and pickled asparagus. But every day it's like a new pickled thing. The other day he was doing this one where there's this like, I don't remember the name of the company, but there's some kids company that's making pickles and they're making like peach flavored and fruit punch flavored and like grape flavored pickles. And I'm like, I need these in my life. Like I want to try this now. Like I feel like I have to. I feel like I have to try this. Like, but he tried the spicy wicked pickle whiskey that we tried. Don't do it. He said the same thing. He's like, it's not good. If you want a good pickle alcohol, buy the moonshine pickles and drink the juice, which we had no idea that was how you were supposed to do it. Yes, we had them while you were out here.
We were supposed to drink the juice?
Yes. So my cousin came out and his wife was like, oh, have you had the moonshine pickles? And we're like, yeah. She's like, yeah. Did you drink the juice? And we're like, no, we ate the pickles. And she's like, no, the pickles are horrible. She's like, just drink the juice. Well, we still had some and we're like, that's not really a thing. And so Jamie poured everybody some and we're like, holy cow. That's the thing. That's how you're supposed to do it.
Those things kick your butt.
Yes, they do. Don't do it a lot.
We'll have to do a shooter and then a pickle.
Yeah, so then when Eric came over for game night last Friday, Jamie was so excited. He's like, he pulled it out and Eric's like, no. And Jamie's like, don't eat the pickle. And he poured it all in the little shot glasses and we all had it. And Eric was like, that's the win. That's the way to do it.
I'll try that. I'll try that next time because that was good. But I will say, everybody at home, please do not Google the pickle man. Just please, I was looking for the pickle man on TikTok. Just don't Google the pickle man. In fact, after we're done here, we will say goodbye by me lighting the set on fire. So I can burn down my internet history. And
I don't know what his actual name was.
I
thought it was the pickle guy.
I will say, Mr. Pickleman, if you're watching, bravo, buddy, bravo. It delivers.
I'm not doing it.
So anyway, there's this dude that reviews pickles.
Yeah.
And then there's the dude that we were talking about the other day from the paint kit. I gotta pause the TikTok before I'm in trouble. I don't know how that works on TikTok.
Yeah, you can't play the music.
No, it's muted anyway. But there's the kid that was the Sherwin-Williams kids.
Yep, Tonester Paints.
Did he get to keep his name?
Yeah. So he was a TikToker we talked about many weeks ago now, where he was fired for Sherwin-Williams for making TikToks at work. And everybody was like, this isn't fair. You shouldn't be firing him because like he's making Sherwin-Williams popular again. And they're like, we don't care. We're firing him. And I found a news article the other day. And not only is he still going strong, he has his own paint company. He actually is making paint that he sells to people in his fancy colors and everything. Tonester paints.
I love
think it is the greatest thing. Like, Sherwin-Williams could have been you. I'm glad it's not.
Yep, you suck, Sherwin-Williams. You totally suck. And it was crazy because all he was doing when he said he was making TikToks, he was making TikToks of mixing cool colors and showing you how to do all kinds of cool things and stuff like that, splitting colors. It was he made paint fun again.
Yeah,
he did. He made paint fun again, and then he decided, the company decided to fire him, and I knew they were going to pick it up. You guys missed a PR gold mine, and we said that before, a PR gold mine. Let him do stuff. Send him 100 buckets of white with the colors and let him do what he wants. He's got 1.8 million followers. He moved across the country to a place that actually could see the value. To see the value in it, and now he's doing his thing, and he's loved more. Look at, like, for TikTok, like, that's good numbers over there of likes and stuff, and good for you, Tonester Paints. Good for you. So I'm glad to see that story have an happy ending. And Sherman Williams, I don't know. One's George Jefferson, and the other one's a paint company. That's Sherman Hemsley. You just quit. I don't like your names anyway. It sounds old. Just quit. Just quit. You're not getting any more of our money because you suck. Great. Now I'm never going to be sponsored by...
Sherman
Williams. Yeah. Yes. No. I have my blue scene back here now. I don't need any Williams at all. Any Williams at all. Anyway, so good for you. All right. So we have about 8 minutes left here, Jess. So I had 2 more things to talk about. Well, we'll have to pick one of the 2 things to talk about. I kind of want to talk about how you guys are making sap at home.
We haven't got to the boiling process yet.
Let's wait on that.
Okay.
Let's wait on that because there's only 9 minutes and I have 9 minutes of questions.
Of questions?
Of questions. The other thing is to Mark Rober gets glitter bomb, YouTube copyright checks before uploading. That was interesting. Nobody told me about that. When I uploaded a video the other day, it was like, oh, hold on. I got to check to make sure you didn't screw up before you hit go. And I'm like, well, thank you.
I think it's really cool that this is something that they're doing now. So now when you upload a video, it goes through all of their normal process, but it also does all of these like copyright checks. So before, because sometimes you would upload a video and it would go live, and then a couple weeks later you might get a strike on your video because there was something in it that you couldn't have, or sometimes it's a couple months later
after you've let your guard down.
After you've let your guard down. Yeah, so like now they're doing copyright checks. So they basically scan through your whole video when it goes up, which I think is going to help for the people that steal content. So like if somebody tries to download one of my videos and re-upload it as their own video, I think it's going to help put a stop to that almost immediately.
Will it not let me hit go? Will it not let me hit go? With like,
I don't know.
Is it a finger nod or is it a no?
I'm not sure.
Because we're not stealing content.
I haven't done it yet.
Yeah, so I'll steal some of your content. I'll steal some of your content and then we'll see.
Yeah, so I think that it's kind of neat because it kind of gives you that little bit of an insight of, hey, you're using something you shouldn't be. Like maybe you had your music playing in the background and you filmed a clip and you didn't remember to turn it off. Well, they're going to be like, oh, this section of the video has copyrighted music, which doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get a strike. It just means that the people who own the music rights are the one that's going to take all your revenue from your video. All of it,
even for a second or two, they get all of it, which is insanely unfair.
Yeah,
insanely unfair.
I think that based on TikTok, those things will be changing soon. I think YouTube is going to be changing a lot of that. Could be wrong. Could be very wrong, but
it's frustrating. We scream and yell at the top of the mountains for these things, and everybody just ignores it. And then all of a sudden, they see a bit of something work, and then everybody's ravenous on it. Just like jumping cable to internet. Television was television, internet was internet, and now internet is television, stuff like that. The minute anything works, like putting that movie on home video, putting something from the theater on the televisions first during the pandemic and not in the theaters. Now everybody's jumping on that, and it's going to be this one too. We can't use music for anything without getting in trouble. Look how much people got in trouble for the Napster's days when all those people got in so much trouble. And now, like, instead of me going to jail or getting fined and made an example of, I just lose the monetization on that video. So it'd only be a matter of time before you and I pay some sort of $500 a year license or something, and then we're allowed to use this. So kind of like Epidemic Music does now. But the recording artists need to get behind that quicker before we don't care anymore.
Yeah, I agree, and I think there's a part of it that eventually will change. And on the same topic of YouTube news, I don't know if you saw this, but YouTube is now rolling out. They've taken feedback from creators and from viewers, and they're on like less than 1% of people. They're disabling. Okay, they're not disabling. They're no longer showing how many dislikes a video gets.
That is foolish. Hold on just a second. We'll talk about it in a second. What's up, Blake? Blake wanted to say something.
I got this email. I didn't know this existed. You can buy a movie theater.
Oh, yeah. Blake saw that you can rent out movie theaters for fun.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
We did that for the Alpha movie. We rented out a whole theater.
That's right. Yes. We should do that. Yes. Okay. So they're removing dislikes on YouTube.
Yes.
Which is insanely infuriating.
They have said that it has to do with like creator mental health and dislike bombing, because people will upload a video and then there's people that will just go dislike the video on purpose.
We get those.
They call it dislike bombing. Well, it was really interesting. I was in a Clubhouse room last night where everybody was talking about this, and somebody came up and they said, you know what I would really like to see? Instead of this happening, YouTube should make it so if somebody hits the dislike button without watching 50% of your video, it shouldn't even show up as a dislike. Like, they should have to watch 50% of your video before you can hit that button. And then what would be even better is if on the back end, in the analytics, if it could actually show us where people are hitting that button. Because then it becomes useful. Did you dislike the video when I said this? Or did you dislike the video at exactly 50%? Then we know that your dislike was just because you disliked it for whatever. Like, and he was like talking about how they should take that and the analytics on it should matter. The dislike button... The dislike button on YouTube doesn't really do... Likes and dislikes on YouTube, as silly as it is, have no real reference to anything with what we do. It only has reference to the viewer. So if you like a certain type of content, YouTube sees that as a data point that they're going to show you more type of content like that. If you dislike a certain type of content and you dislike a certain person's videos, they will serve you less of those videos. But on our end, likes and dislikes don't actually help our content like people think. It used to. It used to be an engagement point. Right. It's not anymore. So, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I
don't like it. I don't like anything that guy said. I don't. You should not have to subject yourself to being punched 50 times before you can hit the dislike button. And then if that's the same thing, then you should have to watch half of it before you can hit the like button as well.
I think you should.
Both ways, but I should not have to make you subject yourself to something you disagree with past the point of disagreeing to hit the thumbs down button. And there's never ever been a metric.
Why are you gonna, if you don't like it, why are you gonna watch it to that 50% mark?
Yeah, that's nuts. Yeah, it's not a bad idea, but like, no, I don't. Yeah, it's cars going by. I don't like it.
I feel like my whole thought on it was there are so many more issues and things that YouTube could be doing. Why is this a priority?
Yes, they need to fix moderation in live chats for the mods.
They need to fix the stinking block feature. Why is it on YouTube when I block somebody? If I go, if I block, I block Joe. Joe says something on my video that's just so horrifying and disgusting. I'm like, nope. I have to block you. Why can Joe still be in my comments commenting on other people's comments?
Exactly.
Why can Joe find me on somebody else's video and comment to me? If I block somebody on YouTube, it should be like Instagram. When you block somebody on Instagram, they can't see your posts anymore. They can't see why is YouTube the only social media site where you can block somebody and it does literally nothing.
Well, blocking
they
just
can still
hurts
dislike your videos.
YouTube. Yeah. It just hurts YouTube. Jess, we're 1 minute left. So in conclusion, suck it up, Buttercup. People talk crap about everybody all day long. And if you want to be a content creator, get used to it. People have said the foulest things about Jess and some pretty crappy things about me. And guess what? We're still here just like life. So suck it up. Don't take the dislikes away. You're making us a bunch of
YouTube is one of the only
flowers.
YouTube is one of the only platforms left that actually has a like and a dislike button.
It's so dumb.
I think it's what sets them apart.
So dumb. Well, 45 seconds left. That'll do it for this week's episode of the CC Mouse Podcast. Let me bring me up a thing. Listen to us every week on your favorite music app. Rep our merch at ccmousepodcast.shop. Check out the video version at youtube.com/ccmousepodcast as we're trying to figure out a way to break through this hour limit as it counts down like New Year.
We don't even know what happens. Will it just stop?
It'll probably just stop.
We did a thing!
Yes, this is fun. We'll figure this out more. I'm having a good time. Let us know what you guys think. about this YouTube button that's just
And I
irrelevant.
think just let it roll and let's see if it actually stops.
We'll let it roll out here. I had a fun episode today.
Yes,
that was very fun. Way to make me feel.
We did it without any glitches.
You had some audio glitches, but we'll talk about that later. All right, bye everybody. Oh wait, it went past the hour.
So it does go past an hour.
I don't know.
I don't either. I just hope it's not cutting off the beginning.